What's going on, guys? Today we are going to be taking a look at some old Batman comics that I have. I want this to be a new series on my channel, just taking a look at Batman comics because I do love them. I like to read them. I do think they're very interesting. It shows a history of Batman and what all he went through and all the different villains he faced. Other than movies or video games where you only see that little bit. So that is kind of what got me into comics. Just wanting to know more about how the Batman started, all the early adventures he went on, some of the less known villains that he did face up against. So yeah, that is kind of what got me into comics. So yeah, like I said, I kind of just want to take a brief look at about 3 comics each video. Just in case you guys want to kind of know about it, or I guess it is just me wanting to show everyone what I have, just so you guys can appreciate it kind of just like I do. So yeah, we'll take a closer look at these 3 here. The first one is Detective Comics number 407, and then the second one is Detective Comics 458 and 459. So as you can see, all 3 of these do feature Batman and Man-Bat. Actually, Man-Bat is one of my favorite Batman villains. Like I said, I know he's not a very well-known villain to everybody, but I do think he's very interesting, so I do have quite a few Man-Bat comics. But, yeah, we'll take a closer look at this first one here. So yes, this is Detective Comics number 407. This is currently the oldest and the most expensive comic I do own at the moment. I paid about $40 for this one, just because it is one of the first appearances of Man-Bat in the comics. This one was published in 1971, so it is pretty old. It is in very good condition. So kind of just browse through them here. What I'll usually do is just go to each starting story page. As you can see by this one, the first story is with Man-Bat and Batman, and it's called Marriage Impossible. So Man-Bat tries to get married to his fiance, and Batman steps in, and it is a pretty good story. It was $40, so I do appreciate it a lot, just because it does have Man-Bat in it. But I do actually like having these old comics in my hand, just because they are old, and just the smell, you can actually smell how old they are. I mean, it is cool just to have this from so long ago. So yeah, I'm not gonna read them all at all. Just gonna kind of flip through the pages. I know this is not much of anything, but like I said, I just kind of want to go through the comics I do have. And then the second story here is with Batgirl. One of our landmarks is missing. So as you can tell, if you don't know, Detective Comics does have more than one story usually in them, just because it is Detective Comics. It's not just Batman. Detective Comics actually didn't start out with Batman. It started out with other detectives and mystery stories and stuff like that. But throughout the years, they did have a lot of other superheroes coming in to each issue with the Detective Comics, which is pretty cool. Obviously some of them aren't very long, like the Batgirl one, just because she's not as popular as Batman, but it is still pretty cool. So we'll take a closer look at this one. So this is Detective Comics 458. So yeah, this one does feature Batman and Man-Bat. They do have, in this particular issue, they do have their own separate stories. So there is 2 stories in this one. The first one is titled The Real Batman Dies Next. As you can see by the picture there. So this one is pretty interesting. Someone that is dressed up as the Batman dies, And then there's an investigation at this party to see who it was at the party that did kill this guy. And Batman is switching between Bruce Wayne and Batman just to, you know, so he doesn't tip off Commissioner Gordon or anything. But it is a pretty good story. And what is cool about these comics in general is some of them throw you for a loop. So, you know, you could be thinking it's one guy and then all of a sudden it's someone else. So it does keep you hooked in your seat. And this is the Man-Bat story, Appeal of the Devil Bell. So yeah, like I said, Man-Bat is probably my favorite Batman villain. I know he is quite not well known as most of the other villains, but I do see or find his origin and story pretty interesting. Some of his stories, like this one, is a little weird. It's got sorcery and magical stuff going on, but it is what it is. It does feature Man-Bat, so I do enjoy it. But yeah, some of the stories with Detective Comics, it does involve like magical stuff, just because it's not all Batman. So, and this one here is Detective Comics 459. So this one does follow the 458, which is cool because a lot of the time Batman comics do, you know, leave you on a cliffhanger and they want you to read the next comic, so you know they want you to buy it. I mean, it's cool in a way, but it's kind of hard whenever they're this old like this and you got to try to find them if you want to know the story. Or what I used to do is just read them online. It's not like having it in your hand, but you know, you do get to read it. So the first story here features Batman, and it says a clue before dying. And here you can see it does say the suspects, which is cool. It's gonna, you know, already have your mind thinking which one is it, between, you know, the four people there, who you think is plotting against the Batman or whatever they're gonna do. So yeah, it does get your mind going, you know, thinking different stuff, who it is or what they did or stuff like that. And it's funny just to see the old advertisements in these comics too, you know, how they sold stuff in the 70s. But and then this one again does pick up from the last Man-Bat comic also. So this picks up on his last story. So this one is called Scream of the Gargoyle. But yeah, most other detective stories like Man-Bat's in this one is quite short, just because it's not as popular as Batman, which makes sense. But kind of like the Batgirl one in the first one. So yeah, these are 3 Detective Comics, Batman comics. So what I'm going to be trying to do is probably do 3 in each video. You know, just to have you guys take a look. I know if you don't have a comic book store near you, you probably won't be getting your hands on many Batman comics. So I do have quite a few, so you know, I just want to kind of share them with everyone and kind of show what I got. So yeah, that's it, and thanks for watching.